let's go on to sort of covering transfers. Not so much not the team as it is. I mean, from last season, it was clear that we need massive change, especially at the backup. We conceded so many goals. I can't pull up the stats right now. But what do you think in terms of who do you want to see left behind? Who do you want to see, be shipped off to completely? There's a few players with their contracts up, i.e. Jack Wilshere, Ramsey and the others.
Yeah.
But, from your point of view, who do you think, who would you like to see the next season? Who would you not like to see the next season?
Starting from the back.
Yeah, that's the we could stop at the back as well, because it literally it's been an issue at Arsenal for the longest. It's
shocking
defensively we have zero spine.
And even these potentials that we were supposed to have, Callum Chambers was supposed to be potentially the next thing. Rob Holding was potentially be the next thing. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh here. Maybe a couple of them, those two guys probably need to go in to lesser clubs and have that kind of rough life, and then come back and be prepared, because I kind of saw it work for Francis Coquelin when he first went out on loan.
Yeah.
When he first came back from being on loan, he had that hunger in his belly.
And that was one of the players we actually got rid of last transfer window, who, don't get me wrong, he wasn't great and he could have used a lot of guidance in terms of positioning. Yes. I think Arsenal's been missing, maybe in the backroom staff, they haven't had a good defensive coach in terms of how to really train these players, how to do their jobs properly. I think Coquelin had the energy and he had the desire to want to play that role. Yeah. But I just think he never had the right position. His positioning was off all the time. I saw him run himself ragged trying to get back.
Yeah. So and I believe it's probably down to the training that was available that I've just mentioned as well, which is a good thing, which is quite exciting about this season, the start of the 2018-19 season, because they've got rid of all the old staff and we're getting all new stuff in, so it's going to be so interesting to see some of the players in the squad now under new training. I've seen Ainsley Maitland now's just got a new contract, so apparently I like him. Yeah, I've always liked him. I thought he was always good. I remember he was a bit skeptical about him.
I'm not gonna lie, I was. Yeah. But I don't like him because he played. Was it left back? He played left back a couple of times. He did a good job. I'm not gonna lie. He did a good job. Not as good as Monreal would do. Maybe a better job than Kolasinac does. But I always thought
he got played at a position. He
was definitely at a position. And Wenger had a real. I don't know what happened in the last 2 seasons. He had a bit of a thing where he was constantly playing players at opposition, which pissed me off quite a bit. But I like Maitland-Niles in the middle of the park. I think he's he seems much more effective to the game, much more composed in the middle of the park. In fact, he played in some matches, in some instances, he played better than Xhaka did. Xhaka was a regular starter in the starting 11, but Xhaka is another one that I think there might be something
management. I would like to see on the new management, because he has too much.
He has potential. He has a lot, because he comes when he came to Arsenal, he was being, in terms of the league, he was being sung as the next Javier. And yes, I heard people make that comparison to him. And, people love making comparisons and things like that. But it's funny when you hear them. You can get excited by them, but when it comes down to, and the Premiership is a whole different kettle of fish when it comes down to it, because you could be Xavi in another league, but you come into the Premiership and you be I don't even know who to compare him to, but
yeah, I know. So starting from the back, Mustafi definitely needs to go.
I heard he's out.
He needs to go. He needs to go. Like he's been the worst. To be fair, right, when he first got brought in, him and Koscielny. Like I was saying, I remember earlier on in that season when he first came in, him and Koscielny, like between the both of them, they didn't concede like more than 2 goals in a game. Yeah, right? They were quite solid.
He had a good first season.
I won't say first until he got injured.
Yes,
until he got injured, and then he came back, and then he was totally clueless. And the thing that pissed me off the most, right, is the Man United game, when he gave the ball away, and they scored the first goal, and then he injured himself, like, because that injury was fake in his head. Because when they asked Arsene Wenger what was wrong with him, Arsene Wenger said, I don't know what's wrong with Mustafi. So that was either him being embarrassed of how rubbish he was, or him just like couldn't take whatever he needed to do. He was fake. He limped off, and then he walked off and left us in a predicament. That pissed me off. So like he had a few other instances other than that, and like, no, 35 million, no.
Yeah,
you need to go. And he's not even in the World Cup.
I remember that game. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And there was, even after that game, there was instances where he just, like, decision making was horrible.
Yeah.
And things. And this, you know, I'm guessing under the new management, we're gonna have a real good look at that back line, at that, you know, and see. Was it the players that were really bad, or was it the coaching that was really bad? Because I started to question some of the coaching. I started really, because we just couldn't get it right.
Yeah.
The basic defending, like just basic defending, we couldn't do basic stuff, like stuff that you just bare minimalism we found ever so hard to do. And a part of me wants to refuse to think that, you know, these players just weren't applying their trade. Mustafi's a World Cup winner.
Yeah.
Although he's not going to this year's World Cup, funny enough.
Yeah.
But he's a World Cup winner.
Yeah.
And there's just some things that I refuse to accept from someone with that kind of, you know, profile.
He's got that under his belt.
Yeah. We conceded 51 goals. I just pulled up the stats. We conceded 51 goals in 38 matches.
Damn.
That's almost 2 goals in every match.
God,
almost too much.
Bucket.
So,
God damn.
You know, that says a lot in itself. You know how bad defensively we were. So
with that being
13 losses. I can't remember us losing 13 games in a Premiership season before. I think we've lost.
We only won 1 game away in 2018.
Yeah.
That was the last game, and we only just barely got that because Arsene Wenger was leaving. Like 1 game in 2018. That is crazy. Like, that is crazy.
Well, you know, we're not gonna, I mean, we could talk about last season all day long, but we kind of have to leave that in the past now.
Mustafi definitely won for me. Koscielny, for the reason that he's like that same Achilles problem he's had for years. It keeps hunting him, and I don't think he's had time to get an operation or do whatever he needs to do. I don't think he's even at an age.
Did you go to the World Cup?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
I don't think he sent a message to his team at the World Cup to say he'll still be watching from his couch this year.
Okay.
And he wished them good luck. But I don't think that's an issue that can be resolved. Plus, he's getting on in age, so I definitely think he needs to go as well. Bellerin was absolutely shocking last year. He was terrible. He was really
man
bad.
like Bellerin.
And you know the worst thing about it, right? Prior to that, earlier seasons, I used to sing his name. That I loved Hector Bellerin because he was good in the beginning. But I don't know again whether it's the training at Arsenal or what happened to him. He just fell off.
Yeah,
big time.
I bet that same question as well. If it was a training or is it just him? But I
don't want him to go. I don't want him to go. I like to see him under new management, and now we've got Lichtsteiner. Sorry if I got the name wrong. Now we've got him with so much experience, and by the looks of it, he's still in good form. Pushing for that place, because that's the one thing. Bellerin got complacent because there was no competition. Like no competition in the big games. They always played him because he was a natural right back. So there was no competition. He had no. That's one thing I didn't like about Arsene Wenger as well.
He's got to get better.
He had his favourite players, and his favourite players always played. Nobody was ever, if they had a poor game, they were like sat on the bench for a couple games.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Like what Mourinho does to the big players, I admire that in a manager who's not afraid to call it and be like, you know what?
That's good, and it can be good and it can be bad, and there's a way to do it. And I don't necessarily know if the Mourinho way is the good way.
No,
to
I'm
do
not
it.
saying calling their names out in the media and telling them, this player and that
There is a certain
player.
way to do it. I don't know.
I'm just saying, if you are underperforming for a couple of games,
up on it.
you get dropped because there's other guys who are dying to take that position.
Are they in Arsenal though? That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
there hasn't been.
Yeah.
But now that there's this new right back, Bellerin's either forced to step his game up or he can sit on the bench and watch this other guy play for the whole season.
Yeah.
So Bellerin I'd like to see under new management. And it's good that he's got competition, so hopefully he steps his game
But
up.
the one thing with Liechtenstein, how old is he? 34?
I think so. No, think about 32 or 34. One of those two, I'm not sure.
He's getting on a bit, and I don't know how his legs are gonna. And he, when you're that old coming into the Premiership in a defensive position, I don't know how good it's going to be because it's a very demanding position.
It is.
The defensive part of your team is one of the most important part when it comes to the Premiership because you're gonna have people test you.